Si preguntan quién soy, qué llevo, a dónde voy, de Tierra Santa. Soy de donde nací, donde voy a morir, mi Tierra Santa.
Hey. Yo soy la tierra, la sangre, los sueños, las ganas, el hambre, la luz en los ojos de mi santa madre. Hecho de barro, de ramas, de viento, de hueche de carne, el sol cae en mi brazo por la tarde. Si preguntan quién soy mi tierra, curtida de gobierno, de estafa, de guerra. Soy el hornero mostrando la sala, la vida, la muerte, la pluma y la bala, la soledad del rico, el sueño del pobre. La verdad de que el gobierno no se esconde, las huellas perdidas, el cuándo y el dónde. Ninguna dictadura va a poder borrar mi nombre, porque al futuro vengo de Tierra Santa. Latinoamericano llora, canta. Tengo la sonrisa celeste y blanca, si subo la mirada la luna se levanta. Yo voy al futuro, vengo de Tierra Santa. Latinoamericano llora, canta. Tengo una sonrisa celeste y blanca, si subo la mirada la luna se levanta. Mi cicatriz, mi historia, mi fama, mi gloria, mi pena por panas desaparecido, memoria. Va por los guachos, carnales, puñetas, gurises, chapales, al mundo le tiembla el piso por la euforia. Busco la paz en Bolivia, las calles de Chile, me busco en invierno el aguardiente de Colombia. Vengo del barrio del tango y llego al meridiano para borrar con la mano la línea divisoria. Si preguntan quién soy, qué llevo, a dónde voy, soy de Tierra Santa. Soy de donde nací, donde voy a morir, mi Tierra Santa. Si preguntan quién soy, qué llevo, a dónde voy, soy de Tierra Santa. Soy de donde nací, donde voy a morir, mi Tierra Santa.
Si preguntan quién soy de tierra.
Yo vine al mundo a defender mi tierra, soy el salvador pacífico en la guerra, me voy a morir luchando. Estoy firme como un venezolano, soy Atacama, Guaraní, Cochabamba, Tucano. Si quieren tirarme el país, lo levantamos. Los indios construimos los imperios con las manos. Voy al futuro, vengo con mis hermanos, de diferentes padres pero no nos separamos. Soy el fuego del Caribe y un guerrero peruano. Le doy gracias a Brasil por el aire que respiramos. A veces pierdo, a veces gano, pero no es en vano morirme por la tierra que amo. Y si los de afuera preguntan cómo me llamo, mi nombre es latino y mi apellido americano. Si preguntan quién soy, qué llevo, a dónde voy, soy de Tierra Santa. Soy de donde nací, donde voy a morir, mi Tierra Santa. Si preguntan quién soy, qué llevo, a dónde voy, soy de Tierra Santa. Soy de donde nací, donde voy a morir, mi Tierra Santa.
Mis cicatrices, mi historia, mi fama, mi gloria, mi pena por panas desaparecidos, memoria.
breathing out, there's no more room for any doubt. Empty mind, steady hand, just stay close, stick to the plan. I hear them coming, I hear them coming, and I'm ready as I'll ever be. I hear them coming, I hear them coming down, and I'm ready as I'll ever be. Don't give up, don't give in, don't let me down. Be the one to wipe their grin when they hear this sound. Don't give up, don't give in before they catch a glimpse. I know you'll find the strength within. This is your last chance. This is it, this is not a drill. Hold nothing back, it's sure to kill. In this leap of faith that you're in me too. You stand alone, but I'll watch over you. The clock is ticking, the clock is ticking. A single second could mean everything. Time is running, the time is running out. Don't give up, don't give in, don't let me down. Be the one to wipe their grin when they hear this sound. Don't give up, don't give in before they catch a glimpse. I know you'll find the strength within. This is your last chance. Now's your time to shine. Make it count. Honor our sacrifice. And now this is your last chance. Balls hanging low while I pop a bottle off of your chain swinging, clang clang, and it costs a lot. Bitch, I'm always after Guala, yeah, and you are not badass beat. Keep on going till you hit the spot. Whoa, I'm a big bag hunter with the bow. She got a big bed, drop it low. Mama called me and she happy with the grow. Never ever fall for a thotty, that's a no.
Just bought the Kenny, about a million options. So the stock and I stop doing agreement. I rock arenas, bringing the peace. I'm bumping that park in the car, pretending I got all the eyes on me. Got a bad baby and she's independent. Too many people older than me that's seeking attention. When they want me about the goofies, man, I should've listened. And the smell of the money, my strangest addiction.
She tit for dick, I let her lit, I had to dip. I'm off a fifth, I'm all rich now. I bought a whip, I paint a paint, it drive itself. The fuck you think? Yeah, I'm rich now. Hey, little mama, yeah, you heard about me. I'ma pop you like a pea, yeah, at a mommy. Yeah, feel so hot like I'm chilling on the beach. Yeah, baby in the sun like the Teletubbies. Balls hanging low while I pop a bottle off of your chain swinging, clang clang, and it costs a lot. Bitch, I'm always after Guala, yeah, and you are not badass beat. Keep on going till you hit the spot. Whoa, I'm a big bag hunter with the bow. She got a big bed, drop it low. Mama called me and she happy with the grow. Never ever fall for a thotty, that's a no.
I've been in this club and taking shots. If you got your mask off in the photo, you getting crap. Hopping out the function. The CVS is like a block away. Bought a moisturizer, my ice cold is dry on my face. Don't need that VVS, my ice is fake. Your life is fake. I choose to do it for my pocket's sake. You're basing your opinions on what the major says. I renovate the bad energy I erase.
Yeah, I don't really ever wanna top. Only really ever wanna top. Guess I'm going back to the side. At least this money never really stop. Hey, little mama, yeah, you heard about me. I'ma pop you like a pea, yeah, at a mommy. Yeah, feel so hot like I'm chilling on the beach. Yeah, baby in the sun like the Teletubbies. Balls hanging low while I pop a bottle off of your chain swinging, clang clang, and it costs a lot. Bitch, I'm always after Guala, yeah, and you are not badass beat. Keep on going till you hit the spot. Whoa, I'm a big bag hunter with the bow. She got a big bed,
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody all around the world, and thank you for joining us today for yet another Left 4 Dead 2 competitive shoutcast. My name is MK, I will be one of the casters today, and we will have Kryja as our cameraman, and my co-caster will be Amethyst. How you doing, Amethyst?
I'm doing great, MK. This is the first time I've commentated a tourney map. Well, in 2023, but that's not really a fair statement. That was like 9 days ago. But it's the first time I've commentated a tournament map in quite a while, and I'm excited to commentate on my favorite created map. Very, very well known as my favorite created map of all time. I Hate Mountains 2. I love this map so much.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoy it because we're going to be seeing maps 1 through 4 played. We are going to be seeing some fixed tank spawns for balance reasons to avoid some AIing. But, of course, I don't know if you've seen the match earlier yesterday that actually the tank was AI'd on map 1 because of the separate direction you can go on this map. There's 2 routes. And we did see it done. And unfortunately for the team that did it, it didn't work in their favor. They still ended up losing the tournament match by about 2,000.
Right. Was that like an AI tank to the degree of like the tank's fault or the survivor's strategy? Like, because those are 2 completely different things. To making a risky play, because I Hate Mountains 2 does have some wonky tank spawns, especially on Chapter 4, which can be very easily AI'd. But a lot of the time it can be circumvented if you just play safe on tank, but if you try to take those risks, a lot of the time you're just going to see yourself be AI'd, and obviously that's a big blow to a team because that's a lot of damage that you're missing now.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And one thing that we will note here is the maps, the tank that's going to be fought on map 3 is going to be very interesting because that's the tank that has to climb either up or go down and around and pretty much climb up into a firing squad, as well as map 4 when they have to go through that tunnel. And if the survivors hold S and none of the infected land, when they back up, that tank is going to get nothing. And it's very possible to see comebacks on this campaign due to the fact of those tank fights. And we've seen some high chapter scores already, Amethyst, around the 1,400 point range on some of these maps.
You are right. And with that being said, with the tournament about to get underway, with us discussing strategy, would you like to take a moment and do the team rundown before we're all ready here?
Yeah, we're going to have Team Fear Factory playing Vaso de Leche in United Nations 3 playoffs. Remember, whoever loses doesn't go home. They go to loser bracket. But as far as Vaso de Leche, we have, I believe it's Paui, Live, Cannoli, and Manzana. And if you want to run down Fear Factory.
So the Fear Factor, we have Chris, Aggressive W, who Hydro is informing me is Manzano, NF Meister, and Hydro himself. What do you think of these 2 teams, MK? You've been keeping a closer eye on this tournament so far than I have. How do you like this matchup today?
I think this is pretty close to being even. Not only that, if you look at the pings, it's also pretty close to even. Looks like Hydro is going to be a little favored with the green ping. So I don't know if they're going to... It looks like they did a little bit of adjustment. I don't know if they typed anything in, but Hydro's went down into the yellow. So we're... looks like they're talking in chat to see what kind of streams that we have. We have 2 Chinese, 1 Spanish, 1 English. Might be a record. But a lot of people are excited for the match. I think this may be one of the closest as far as balance goes for team. I thought there was a lot of underdogs early on, but we are going live, and the opening attack... Oh, wait a minute.
Has been canceled. Yeah,
I've got baited.
Absolutely been canceled. It wouldn't be Left 4 Dead 2 if you didn't hit one of those every once in a while.
Yes, it is. We'll see the tank at 30% here. Hydro, the opening... Amethyst, the opening hit they'll get will be a smoker. It's actually a retro attack accompanied by the spitter.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, typically, oh man, hit with the ready up cancel and then the immediate pause. Is this a dream come true? This is the most typical Left 4 Dead 2 match I've ever seen in my life.
This is the first time of the year I get to hear Kryja's pause music. It's been a while.
Looks like it. Yeah, looks like it's not going to take too long. Thank goodness. All right, so it seems like we have both special infected. I think the spitter up top and the hunter in the back at the moment. Probably going to hit around the time the tank spawns. Maybe use the boom with the tank. No, it looks like they're going to go in without it. The boomer's going to spawn late. Smoker is going to land on someone. It's going to get cleared relatively quickly. And at the end of that attack right there, the spitter's just going to free spit as the tank comes in with that hit. Not really doing any damage, MK.
No, it didn't do much, but it's very interesting. The boomer actually boomed through the crack in the top of the bridge. I didn't even know that was a thing that could be done. And it looks like right now NF Meister is unaware of where that second log is. It is to the right. He's not going to go get it. So he's going to commit here with one log Amethyst. And right now his support is going to be a Jockey Hunter and a Charger.
Yeah, Charger's a little risky here because you do have a bunch of spawn points behind these trees, but obviously with a bunch of spawn points behind these trees, there's also a lot of blocking points, and the Charger, I think, is in the same mindset, and they're probably going to go and get a smoker now.
Yeah, they didn't want the Charger for this commit here. And actually, I think it's very difficult due to the fact that the survivors can back up. And now that NF Meister is down to 40% frustration first pass, I think he should make a decision if he's going to go in here in fear of having his tank run the other direction. It is dangerous going the other way, Amethyst, but again, very risky doing it. So let's see what they're going to do here. His support will be Boomer Hunter Jockey when he goes in.
Yeah, Boomer can be dangerous here for the same reason as the Charger. You just need to find that right little space in between these rocks and trees. If you hit this 3-boom that he's going to go for right now, he's not going to get it, but he is going to get the 1-boom as the tank is going to bring that tree into the other trees. He's going to miss initially, and it looks like he is just going to target the boom guy right now. Hunter flying around in the background, Jockey as well, just making some noise. Seems like right about now they're going to go in. Tank approaching Bill. Bill is going to get capped by the Hunter. Jockey isn't going to be able to land right away, but that Hunter is not going to be cleared. Jockey is actually going to land. That's going to have to take away time from shooting the tank as Lewis now has to clear Francis, and this looks like it's going to be the end of NF Meister's tank, and that was pretty good damage, MK.
Yeah, that was actually, I was really shocked. The fact that the Hunter was pouncing around making noise, one of the survivors was not shooting the tank. So that was a distraction that worked out very well for the infected team. 2 incaps come out here, and I believe there was a punch onto life as well, Amethyst. And right now, it's about to go AI, but let's see what he could do with the Boomer Charger. Last spawn's going to be a Hunter. Let's see if he can get anything before this tank dies.
You're going to have to rush this hit if they do. Charger's probably going to come from in front and try to push them back. Actually, he's going to come from the back and just take some damage onto Zoe, as the tank will almost certainly go AI or either die here, one of the two.
Yeah, I think NF is content with just dying. I think the survivors are content with not killing him, just for the fact that they won't have spawns to deal with when they come up here. At least a full hit. They'll only have 3, but they're leaving NF alive with 26 HP, and they're going where a hittable is now, but he's not going to be able to control it here. And that is AI with a tri-cap up here, Amethyst. And he's stuck.
So far, we got things moving along pretty swimmingly for Fear Factory. Pretty good tank damage right there. It looks like this hit is a little discombobulated right now as they just try to get all of their spawns up together, but I think I would call that tank fight a success.
Yeah, I think you're happy with 2 incaps, happy with life getting at 50% HP. Even Paui is at 87. That's where most of their bonuses, 33% HP. DB's at 37. They still have 3 sets of pills, which I don't think they're going to pop, Amethyst. They're just going to have to take one more attack, which will be Charger Hunter Jockey pending. I believe it's going to be a quad try, but they're not going to wait. They're going to go in right away. Hunter will land, separated survivor. The other cappers are shut down with a smoker just coming up. And I think that's going to be the last of the damage that comes on to Francis here, Amethyst. And they're going to make safe room now with probably that 324.
So that was a little unfortunate if you saw right there. Both the Hunter, not the Hunter, both the Jockey and the Charger were going after Zoe, and neither one of them was able to land, but the Hunter did. If the Charger was actually able to cause a distraction while that Hunter had already hit the pounce, that probably would have been a lot more damage. But either way, I think you take that. 724 is going to be Vaso de Leche's score for round 1.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, we have seen higher scores scored, but I believe with these teams, I'd say about equal at skill. I would say probably right now favor a little bit more in Fear Factory. For the sheer fact that I would say the ping, I think Hydro is probably the lowest ping in the server. I wonder if he's going to be their front shotgun player. I do expect it. And we're actually going to go fast ready up here. And again, the opening attack still will be retro attack accompanied by that spitter, Amethyst.
Yeah, it sure will. Everyone basically went under the bridge when Fear Factory was attacking with the Special Infected. I assume that's what Vaso de Leche is going to do as well. Everyone's slowly approaching the bridge. Couple of infected behind, couple to the side, couple in front, and here we go. We send it a boom through the crack in the bridge just like before. Hunter's going to land for a little while, but oh, you know what? That spit actually did land. I didn't see it at first, but that is going to be Vaso de Leche taking more damage than Fear Factory did, as the tank comes in now in the hands of Manzana.
Yeah, Manzana's going back directly for that other hittable. You see, he's going to go for the second log. Now, as far as getting the second log in play here, Amethyst, it's very difficult to get them both to work perfectly. You pretty much everything has to work. If anything gets stuck, it's just not gonna be able to get it through. And the survivors have a chance of running the other direction and AIing him, which is what we saw done to Caution's tank last.
I think you just give up on that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's still going for a committing to. Actually, that might be the plan, to try to get some height on it. No, he's still just slowly taking the tree branches, the tree trunks over. This, I mean, yeah, the branches, the trunks, whatever you want to call it, the tree are probably the wonkiest hittable in Left 4 Dead 2, aside from maybe the bumper cars on Dark Carnival. It's not easy to corral those things.
No, it definitely isn't, but it looks like he's going to be content with bringing the one log in. The survivors are being smart. He's not going to get it here. This is going to be the commit with a Smoker, Jockey, and Hunter. Oh, he goes back for it because they showed themselves. Okay. Let's see what they could do with this. They're going to try to get a pull. The Smoker's going to get a separation. The log misses. The Hunter does land. And I only think they're going to get a couple punches from this. There'll be one. There's a pull.
Double?
There goes a double. The Jockey gets M2'd and shut down. And I don't know if he's going to get much more Amethyst. He's down to 2,000 HP. He's down to 1,000. And that is a dead tank.
Yeah, significantly less damage coming out from Vaso de Leche there. It is unfortunate because the Smoker did exactly what he was supposed to do with that early pull, but like I said, those tree trunks are just so inconsistent when hitting them. You try to aim it perfectly, but then they spin out wildly like a top, and he wasn't able to get the right angle on it.
No, it is unfortunate, just like you said, plus the angles of the ground here, nothing is even. So just the slight wrong angle, anything hits can send it flying. As the charges into the railing successfully, getting no damage. Free spit goes out. A one boom will land, and it looks like they're going to hunt down the spitter. And I don't know about that sack order. I did not see it, but I think they might have a quad for what may be the last hit of the Mac coming up, Amethyst.
Yeah, that's certainly what they need right now. Certainly not a lead yet to be extremely worried about, but you have to figure they would like at least to cause someone on Fear Factory to go yellow slower. They really need anything right about now, and they do in fact have a quad, MK.
Yep, this is going to be big. So the bonus for Vaso de Leche was 324. Right now, Fear Factory has almost double that. They have actually exactly double that, 648 exactly. So this is going to be what's going to be the rest of the map as far as damage going out. Let's see what they can do. They do have the Hunter pre-spawned up to the side. Looks like the Charger and the Jockey want to come from the front with a Smoker in the back. Why don't you take it away, Amethyst?
All right, it looks like they're just setting up right now. Hunter trying to get some height. You know he wants that high pound. Smoker from the back is going to be able to get Francis. Unfortunately, the Charger, which is the big piece of that hit, is going to miss, and the Jockey just decided to take a sabbatical up there. That Jockey is stuck. That Jockey is absolutely stuck like glue in between that tree and those rocks. Little unfortunate, but his teammates did not land the Hunter and Charger, so I don't know how much it mattered in the grand scheme of things, but a little unfortunate for your last hit there.
Yeah, it only came out to 22 points of damage with a quad. Like you said, the Charger missed, Smoker pretty much self-cleared, and the Jockey just watching from the rafters as he was unable to do anything, getting stuck on the map. But after one map, we'll have a 300-point delta for Vaso de Leche, and Fear Factory has the lead, and we'll go first as Survivor going into map 2.
So the thing is too with like we were talking about, because this is something we are going to see now next chapter too. A big part of the tank's game plan is getting those tree trunks situated correctly on the helicopter pad and trying to utilize them in ways where basically you launch them at survivors who aren't paying attention or are trying to fight off other special infected. But we saw back in honestly both tank fights how crazy it can be to try to control these trunks. So they are some of the most exciting hittables in the game. I'm excited to see if some wacky stuff happens with them next chapter as well.
This tank is okay. The tank doesn't. Okay, tank didn't spawn immediately out of safe room. It is interesting. Usually it does. As you can see, the progression for the survivors are already 53%, but no points go up. That's why the tank's a little buggy here. Jockey's gonna go and gets M2'd. Should be killed. No, it does escape with a about, oh, actually full HP. They didn't even hit it once there, Amethyst. Full escape, one boom, and now they're just going to wait a little bit and play a little baity game and probably push out when that boom timer goes down to about 4 seconds.
Yeah, you might as well wait for all of this infected to be gone. You haven't even killed the boomer yet, but you do want to try to get out of there before the boomer has another boom, which it did, but it missed as the jockey dies immediately, and now the tank is up.
What a ski coming out by NF Meister. That was big on the cannoli there. Great job by him denying the infected any damage, and that's what I was saying when it comes to top play, Amethyst. The difference between the top players and, say, really good players is the SI don't get to land and get anything besides just doing fast clears. You'd be the fastest clearer in the game, but if you're not landing and the other team is, you're still going to lose the match.
Absolutely. Tank just sitting on top of the roof right now, throwing some rocks, probably telling his teammates to go in, trying to land one. Charger gets deleted, but the unexpected Jockey and Smoker combo works for a little bit there.
Yeah, they managed to get NF Meister down pretty much. It was like they all focused one survivor who was separate. I think that's a good play by Vaso to Leche, but unfortunately they're not going to get a rock that way, and it looks like he's going to try to hold on to this first pass, and maybe they do one more hit, because this is not the easiest tank to LOS, because you can't AI it. You have to fight it.
Charger, Boomer, Hunter, sort of a weird hit right here. Boomer is not next to anyone at all. He's probably just going to try to sack this. He actually might be able to get a sneaky boom. I don't think anyone knows where he is, and he is going to be able to get that one boom. That big helicopter platform acting as almost like a blinding shield, and survivors didn't know which way he was coming from.
No, the commons are trickling in now. There's not many. It looks like there's, I believe it's in between 10 and 12. He's going to get his logs into play right now. He's waiting a little bit for the spawns to come up. He's going to have a try. This is what he wants for the commit here. That was close. I wonder if he can push him over here. No, the survivors should rotate around the other side of the helipad. Hunter's pouncing around. Let's see what he can do with these logs now, Amethyst.
He is going to launch one over the launching pad for the helicopter, and now he doesn't have any hittables in his vicinity at all, and it looks like now he's just going to try to desperately get some sort of punch, some sort of anything. He is going to be able to hit Lewis once, but not twice. That's a one-hitter tank in the hands of Life, who unfortunately, I think, hit his tree trunks a little too far past the survivors. Once again, that goes back to the whole thing that these hittables are hard to control, and we saw it right there. Because of that, he really wasn't able to get a whole lot of value out of that tank.
No, just one hit. The SI got just a little bit of damage. It's not what they really wanted. Their advantage is they have charge spits close corner. They do have a charge spit now, accompanied by the Boomer and the Hunter. They should send it in relatively quickly, because right now Fear Factory is blitzing the map, and now they're going to slow down because the attack is up. Let's see what they can do with this, setting the Hunter from the back. It looks like the Charger is undecided. They're going to go for the front. The Charger's coming from another zip code. They will get the stumble and the spit in the back, though, Amethyst, but a little questionable hit if you ask me. That was a long charge from a mile away, but they get a one boom in the back, and I don't know if that's a quad sack or not, but questionable attack there, Amethyst.
Doing the camera work in this house must be fun, huh, Krycha? Good lord. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think you know exactly what you want in tight spaces like these. You kind of want stumbles from Hunters and Chargers with the spitter going out, getting as much damage as possible. Honestly, that really wasn't a bad take, considering that was one of the corridors you really need to watch out for, but they're still not out of the woods yet.
They sacked their quad. Jockey went solo and died.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I didn't even realize that.
And now they're going to send the Hunter in. The Hunter's going to land. The Charger's going to land. The Smoker gets the pull. And that's nice. Smart of Zoe to realize where she was. That could have been an in-cap falling all the way down the bottom, or a lot of damage. But most important, they're going to be able to navigate out of the building uncontested, because the Smoker does not have his pull yet. And they're down.
Yeah, they are down. They're just completely out of there. Vaso de Leche has not really been able to keep up with the fast pace of Fear Factory. They're already out of the extremely dangerous spit-filled corridor household, and now they have the finish line in their sights, MK.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be the final hit. They're going to be able to hit in this alley. They're going to have a Jockey Hunter Spitter waiting for the last spawn to come up. They have a really good hit, but look at the bonus sitting at 74.1%, and I think survivors will be completely content with sitting where they are to make sure no commons will impede the final stretch of this map.
We'll see what happens. Slowly approaching this mansion, just trying to take out all of the straggling zombies left from this crescendo event. But so far, MK, we are seeing a pristine-looking Fear Factory performance right now from their Survivor side. Everything has gone according to plan. Hopefully they can keep it up as this next hit is about to go in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to take it right around the, like when they have to make the last right turn before they go in. If the survivors are smart, they'll back up and watch the spawn to the right more so than the one to the left, I would say. But okay, they're going to have 3 inside, 2 are coming out. They have 3 spawns. The Hunter's on the left. It looks like everything else is going to come from the top. Bit of repositioning. Charger and Jockey are together. They're going to send it out. Jockey goes in. The Jockey lands. They cut the Charger. The Charger's not going to get anything. It's just going to be some spit damage with the pounce, and that is going to go from 71.5% bonus down to 64.6, and they walk in with a convenience store bonus of 711.
Oh man, that hurts to see, MK2, because you know if that Charger lands and then the Jockey is able to get a different teammate to also drag into the spit where you're going to spit where the Charger lands, that's so much damage. But because the Hunter took it, Hunter spit, I mean, it's an okay combination, it's certainly damage, but you hate to see it, especially considering the fact that that was their big opportunity to do damage ever since the tank fight, which we're seeing a replay of right now. Unfortunately, just not able to corral any of the tree trunks, not really able to do any significant damage onto Fear Factory, and when they had their opportunities, they were squandered by just the most unfortunate SI sends.
Yes, indeed. As the opening 2-2 will be a Hunter and Jockey as the cappers. Boomer pre-spawns as well. They are aware of where 3 of them are at. The only one that didn't show themselves is the Spitter on the other side of the fence. And we should see a little bit of baiting going out here, trying to get that Hunter. Looks like Bill's going to come out. The Jockey is in, gets M2 to kill. They run back in the safe room. And now there's only 3. The Boomer goes against 3 Amethyst, so they're probably see a little bit of baiting here and clearing the comms before they spawn up this tank.
Yeah, tank spawn's a little too far away to take advantage of even a really good boom on this map, especially if you want to get your trees in. But still, I don't think if I'm Vaso de Leche, I want to take that chance and go in, even with that good boom.
All right, questionable spit on the roof. That was going to be a delay with a complete fail. The Smoker is now given its location. Hunter will land. Charger almost gets one in the safe room. There's a 2 cap. And that's actually a pretty good amount of damage there. Amethyst takes 8% off the HP. And we will have the second tank of the game for Fear Factory in the hands of Chris.
So, Chris here pretty much doing the same thing Life did on the other team. Slowly chucking some rocks. Probably... That land? What? Hello? Okay.
Right.
So, Chris lands a magnificent rock. Hats off to Life for that one. He probably knows the struggles of what's it like to be a tank in that situation, but I still think he is going to have 1 hit go in, probably cycle for some other hits in the meantime. Boomer is going to land just a 1 boom, and Chris is on second pass, 75% frustration.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to go in and get his toys right now, start getting them into play. But most important, one thing to keep mind of here, Amethyst, is that Vaso de Leche is not killing cappers. They are landing, even out in the open. And that's what I was talking about, the gameplay of things not landing and clearing fast. Let's see if they can mark up their game a little bit as they get their hittables into play right now. Fear Factory trying to put the pressure on Vaso de Leche. Let's see what they can do. Oh, this hittable is not cooperating with them. There it goes, flying in! And that's going to split him 2-2 right now, Amethyst, to see what he can do. Oh, he walked into it!
Wait, he walked into the tree. He was cutting. Oh, no. That's so unfortunate. Chris is going to obviously try to send the tree trunk in the same direction. This is Lewis dead for sure. He just got bowled over with 2 tree trunks at the same time. How unfortunate. The Hunter right now trying to corral Zoe behind the light post. The tank knows exactly what it's trying to do, and Zoe goes down as well. It's a disaster, MK. Call the authorities. This is going terribly for Vaso de Leche. The tank in the hands of Chris. 1 teammate down, 1 teammate dead. And whether or not they kill the tank at this point, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I don't know. They're still not killing it. It's got 500 HP yet. And they're going to retreat without finishing it off. Try to pick up their friend. Oh, the Boomer's going to get boomed. The in-cap survivor. The Jockey is still pouncing around. There is a Smoker up. Oh, this is going to be very difficult to pull this off. The Jockey is not going to let it happen. The Jockey does get killed, though. Now, so the Smoker, the hittable comes in. The Smoker pulls into the log. Bill is trying to save his friend. Powie's about to die. They need to pick him up right now. And I don't think Chris is going to be able to get in to do anything about the pickup. And that is going to be a dead tank. But look at what it's done to the survivors here, Amethyst. They're going to get up. 3 sets of pills are gone. Dead survivor. Bonus sitting at 292. Wow.
So, in case anyone missed what happened to Manzana, he did not get hit with the initial hit of the tree trunk. It rolled over. If you get hit by any sort of movement from a hittable in Left 4 Dead 2, you don't just lose health, you go down. That's one of the aspects of the tree trunk we didn't really talk about, how it rolls, but yeah, that is something you have to watch out for. Manzana was not paying attention to it, and unfortunately, now he gets to talk to Jesus about it, while his teammates still try to go through this house for the rest of these hits.
Right. Hunter will land. The Spit's going to shortly follow after. It's going to be a decent spread. It's going to do a lot of damage to Zoe as Zoe retreats backward. Probably should have went forward, but there's only 2 support infected right now. And I understand what Manzana tried to do. He tried to jump onto the log to get a shortcut to jump onto the helipad to shoot the tank, but the hittable did not stop moving it, so unfortunately it did in-cap him. And now it left his team with 3 survivors left, trying to get as much distance and bonus as they can to make sure they don't go down over 1,000 points going into map 3.
As long as you stay together as a team right here, as everybody separates literally as soon as I say that, but if you stay together as a team in this house, since it's so cramped, it's actually very feasible with 3 people. The big problem with the house is the collective damage that comes from Spit losing a lot of health, but actually dying in this house in terms of like a 3-cap happening, not so simple.
No, but they are able to get this event started. They do have a Charger, a Spitter, a Boomer, so it'll be a 2-2 that's going to impede them trying to get back to the safe room area. I don't think they can sit here and wait. I think they're just going to send the spawns, and they get a 2 charge.
Oh.
The Hunter lands, and that's going to be, I don't think he's going to get out of Spit unless he gets lucky, and he does get lucky. So they're not going to die here, but their bonus is pretty much going to be melted away to nothing. And Cannoli is trying not to jump in the Spit. He's barely safe. And they'll be able to pick up the survivors. They should be able to get off of the roof. But right now, Amethyst, Vaso de Leche is not clearing anything. Everything is landing on top of them. They're doing decent clears, but it's not enough to hold on to any points.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they were kind of rattled right now, especially after that tank fight. They took the first tank, Chapter 1, well enough. Still did a lot of damage, but certainly not as disastrous as this one. And as we see this hit go in, as the survivors are spread out a little bit, Zoe is going to go down to the Hunter. The Smoker has Francis in his grasp that is going to knock over Life. And Bill Cannoli just trying to do anything in his power to get more distance points, but it's not going to happen. And we saw like the perfect contrast of what hittables like these can do in maps like these. First tank wasn't able to control them very well, caused basically no damage, and on the other side we saw a hittable interaction so unfortunate, all it took was a little momentum and it knocked over Lewis, and that allowed Chris to take complete control.
Yes, it did. It's unfortunate misplay. I mean, his intentions were good. I mean, it does make sense sometimes. And we've played pugs ourselves, Amethyst, where a car gets hit in a certain area, the survivors can jump on top of it to get to a place that gives them a little bit more of an advantageous spot against the infected or to chip the tank. And that's exactly what he wanted to do, but unfortunately, he was a little too big-hearted and got overzealous and it suffered the in-cap. But we have some long chapters coming up, and actually talking about that, Amethyst, this is probably the longest map of any custom campaign that's played in tournament play. Probably besides, I forget the name of the campaign, Bloody Moors, but it's not played in competitive play because it's not really balanced for it. But they're going to go live quick. Jockey, Hunter, Boomer, Spitter, opening attack.
Yeah, they do have a Spitter for this opening attack. That is something you like to see. Unfortunately, the assisting party of the Hunter, Jockey, and Boomer isn't the exact greatest combination of special infected for this short corridor, but someone is going to pop that Boomer, and because of it, there is going to be a little bit of damage going on to NF Meister, but all in all, not too bad.
No, I mean, they salvaged the attack because of a little bit of survivor misplay, because the survivors baited the infected to hit on their terms as they chased him into that tunnel. Pretty much get nothing out of it from the cappers. but sometimes mistakes are made. They did sack for their quad. They're going to get it before the tank. Looks like they're going to go quick. They're going to send the charger for the front. He gets a 2-charge. Everything else gets stuck on the charger. They can't get around it, so no quad's going to come out. They're just going to get a slam and a jock separation, and that is so unfortunate for the infected. That was such a good charger, and it cluttered them all up, Amethyst. All 3 of them.
And that's unfortunate, this map being basically a labyrinth of tunnels. If you are able to cap a survivor in some certain way, it's very easy for a survivor or a special infected to get stuck, and that is something you do have to think about and strategize around.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it was still a great hit by the infected. They're happy they got some damage off. More important, they were successful in getting 2 survivors down to 3 punches during the tank fight. 2 will remain 4, but they still get at least 1 more hit. And they're going to try right now. They're going to get a pull in the back. The charger tries to cover, but the smoker missed. Some free spit will go out onto Francis. And that's going to be it, Amethyst, before the tank.
Yeah, Manzano taking a little bit of spit damage there, but once again, Fear Factory just sort of cruising through here, doing a really good job. They have a healthy, comfortable lead. They have not suffered any disastrous hits on their survivor side yet. And I don't think they look for that to change as we see a tank come up into the hands of Cannoli.
Cannoli's not wasting any time. I think he's going straight in. He drops down onto the infected ladder. Great parkouring. He's going to have a tri-cap when he goes in. He is down to 4,000 or 4.3 HP. He gets his first punch by himself. The survivor does get his pills off. He's down to 3.3k HP. He is now down to 2.5. He's not able to get his punch and support. Now comes in. Hunter does land. He kills the Hunter. Unfortunate for that. The jockey is not able to find anything. Charger misses. The tank's whiffing his punches. Jockey's jumping around like a fool. The tank finally gets 1 more punch. And that's going to be it, Amethyst. He doesn't even get an in cap, but the DB is broken in 12%, and that'll have 2 sets of pills committed, and they are 40% of the way through the map starting the event.
Yeah, Manzano on temp health, but I think, honestly, third verse, same as the second, same as the first, really not cataclysmic damage. I mean, they took that fairly well, and they're still cruising along with their survivor play.
And they're going to send the Hunter and get skeeted. Smoker's going to come and try to get a pull. They're going to stack the boomer into the spit.
The boomer with the grenade flashbang effect. That was the biggest hit almost of the entire campaign so far on Vaso de Leche's side. That boomer into the spit causing the most simultaneous damage I think we've seen so far. I think we've seen Fear Factory take the whole campaign.
Yeah, that one front. I'm pretty sure the bonus was at 800 before that, and it dropped down to 591. Post boomer stumble and spit. Making a 2-2 work like that is something you need when you're down this much. You're going to send the spawns in quick. Hunter's going for a separation. He gets it. The charger does miss. It gets cleared, the Hunter, but it is in spit, and that'll get the bonus down to 550. And more important, they only have 1 set of pills left here, Amethyst.
So I was talking about earlier how all of these corridors are really close together, and a lot of the time that means that special infecteds are going to be blocked. That is another thing you have to worry about if you are the spitter, is what special infected is going to land, and if I spit, will it be blocked by another survivor? That was good awareness there by the spitter to spit on a Hunter more out in the open to where it's not going to get blocked by a different survivor.
The spitter actually free spits there, a little questionable, and now the spitter gets picked. And now the smoker dies. They won't have their quad try. All right, they get a pullback. They go kill the smoker, and now a little questionable on the sack order. Good thing about that is they're going to have 1 survivor slow, but NF will get pills. And coming down to this map here, Amethyst, this is only worth 600 distance, and they have taken, I believe, 7 infected hits besides the tank already.
Yeah, I know a lot of people want to see the map distance on this one change to 800. I think it would make a big difference, and I totally agree with it. But as is, they are stumbling along this map that they're reasonably done with. A couple more hits need to go out, and this is probably the biggest area in the entirety of the 3rd chapter of I Hate Mountains 2. So they're probably just going to save this hit for when they enter the smaller corridor up here.
And indeed, they do have 2 survivors now that are slow, so this will give the infected more attacks. Probably at least 3, maybe 4 more is what they're going to walk into with only 20% of the way map to go. Hunter's going to go in for a scratch. The charger goes for a scratch as well and also lands a charge. Boomer proxies onto that survivor too. So it looks like their aggressive is going to take most of the damage. Manzano. Jockey comes in at the end, does land onto Bill for about, I think, 6 damage. And now they'll be able to bolt through as they need to wait another 15 seconds from now to have a full attack.
Yeah, they are going to get a spitter with this one, though, which is exactly what they're looking for. It's unfortunate whenever you have an attack that doesn't have a spitter, only a boomer. But now they're able to get rid of that hit quickly, and I think Vaso de Leche really just needs to focus on just pouring in as much damage as possible right now.
Indeed, looks like they're going to send spawns when the Hunter gets the pull. The Hunter does land from the pull. I believe the Charger gets a stumble and in the spit, but not a favorable spread, though. But they'll get the bonus down a little bit. And actually, I think it's pretty impressive for the fact that Fear Factor still is holding on to 333 bonus right now going down the final stretch.
Well, that was actually great presence of mind by Hydra right there. If you saw, that Charger was trying to go for the stumble on him, but he jumped last second, which negates Bill moving backwards after getting stumbled by the Charger. So he did take less damage there than he would have otherwise.
Oh, Hunter goes for a quick spawn, does land, nothing else is ready. A little questionable call there by the Hunter. And now it's just going to leave the Charger and Jockey to try to get desperation damage at the end.
Yeah, they need one right now. Need to do something. Charger's not able to spawn.
No, he missed it.
Yep.
And that Charger's going to get nothing. Not even a 2-point stumble.
Yeah. Jumped, melted, no damage with the ending of that hit there. It got a little bit messy at the end for Vaso de Leche, but they did do quite a bit of damage onto Fear Factory, but just not enough. Once again, it all boils down to how well Fear Factory have taken their tank fights this game. Just not a whole lot of damage done in Vaso de Leche's favor when it comes to how much damage the tank is outputting.
I completely agree, and the points show it. I mean, right now, Vaso de Leche is on the ropes. I mean, they have 918 points. Distance alone is 600. If they get full distance, they'll be at 1,700. So and if they just get a 600 bonus, they'll still be down about 1,000 going into the final map. So they need a big chapter here. They need to shut down this tank, blitz this map, and make as many points as they can to break into this delta. And I don't think 600 is enough. I think they need more bonus than that.
So one thing that would be interesting to see that I don't think a lot of people consider is the ability to get separated on a confusing map like this. Obviously, the spitter is really important, but with these corridors being small, it's easy to get into the way of survivors and maybe block them and get separated, and a boomer can be useful for that. I want to see if Fear Factory takes advantage of that, because we really didn't see it from Vaso de Leche as they destroy Fear Factory's first hit of Chapter 3.
Oh, it looks like they have the little Trollzana of themselves popping the boomer on two of their survivors when it didn't need to be done, but they will progress through. There will be a tri-cap coming up, I believe, with the spitter, and no Jockey will be the next hit that they get as they blitz through this, I don't know if this is like a winery or what it is, or a basement with wine, but they're just going to go through down the stairs, and they're going to walk into tri-cap with spit here, Amethyst, and no Jockey.
Playing it patient, playing it cool. We saw Vaso de Leche kind of immediate send their second attack, as we do see a pause from Manzana on Leche's side. But like I was saying, the second hit coming out from Vaso de Leche, when they were special infected, they sent it like right away. They got their spawns and they just went in for it. And honestly, it did pay out. It was unfortunate that they were blocked by the Charger. It could have been a lot bigger of a hit. But it seems like Fear Factory is taking a slower approach. Why not calculate your hits? You have the point differential to play with in order to try to do more calculated hits. So let's see if that pays out for them.
All right, looks like we're going to resume this game live. They're still going to have to take the attack. At the moment, it's going to be tri-cap with spit, no Jockey. The Hunter's going to spawn down below. Hunter is coming up from the bottom. It does land. The Charger lands, which means the spitter will too. Smoker forward gets cleared relatively quickly, so they'll manage to take a little bit down off the bonus. Still sits slightly above 1,200, and they're going to march their way down, and I don't know if they're going to get one more attack or not. Let's see if they go the safe way or the dangerous way, as they go left, right, left again, and they eventually go right. And I don't remember if this is the safer way or not. I'm trying to run up ahead here, Amethyst. And yeah, okay, they took the safer route. The other route is much more dangerous, but they're taking the safer way.
Saw that come into play with the match I watched a couple days ago, and you are right. Much worse of a direction to take, but they took the safe way. Speaking of safe, Bill safely swerves out of the way of that Charger, but the Hunter is going to land along with a one boom, but once again, a pretty good take there by Leche as a whole, as we do see the tank come up, and it will be in the hand of Aggressive W, otherwise known as Manzano.
Looks like Manzano is electing to back up and go down the bottom route instead of doing what Cannoli did by jumping across right away. Fortunately for the infected, there were no commons, so jumping over that top and committing right away wouldn't work in their favor. They're going to sack the Charger. He's going to get nothing now because he completely failed jumping off the roof. And that'll be a dead Charger, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to get a Hunter, so it should be a tri-cap for his commit. I think that's what you want for this area, Amethyst.
Yeah, and we're going to see if the Hunter gets in the way of the tank like it did on Leche's side. That was really unfortunate. That you always hate to see it when the Hunter tries to cap someone to get away from the tank, and then the tank immediately punches that Hunter, not realizing what he's going for.
Exactly, and right now they're just waiting. There is no bleed, but they're just talking about what they want to do with their SI, and this is going to be the commit for Aggressive tank. Let's see how much pre-chip goes on. Francis is being dangerous standing there. They already get him down 1,300 HP before the commit. Smoker is up, Hunter is up, Jockey, all spawns are up. They miss Powie, Smoker misses as well. They're kiting him around, Jockey lands, that'll be his corner. He's down to 3,000 HP, a second punch goes out.
Okay.
Hunter lands too. He gets a punch, or misses a punch there. Another punch onto Zoe, punching him upstairs. Another punch. He's at 1,400 HP. He's going to get an in cap. And another Smoker pull goes out. A jump punch down. He misses. And I don't think he's going to get anything out, Amy. One more punch onto...
One more punch?
Another
more punches.
One. Wow. That's a lot of damage going out by Fear Factory tank. And Amethyst, they did such a great job chipping him on the way down. But as soon as they heard spawns, they all stopped. Nobody shot the tank no more.
First of all, I'm going to say that Bill got really lucky. He jumped extremely close to an instant death punch right there. Luckily, he did hit up against the gate. We're going to see a hit right here. Charger misses as they're going to probably just hold for right now. But yeah, MK, you're absolutely right. That tank was at 4,500 health. And to be honest with you, the hit initially from Fear Factory's side did not land. That tank did way more damage than it should have if everyone was just hard focusing the tank, but they weren't. They sort of took their time to look at all the special infected, didn't work out for them, and because of it, that tank got like 4 more punches than I thought it should with a hit dying that fast.
Absolutely, as they send an attack in one more time, Hunter's going to go in, eventually get skied. The spit spread is not in favor. They'll get a pull in the spit for a ding or two on a Nick, but that will be it. Bonus hitting at 555. And one more thing to note during that tank fight before we press on to the other hits that the spitter's going to try to stay alive, is that all the cappers may not have landed in unison, but they all have landed. So survivors were not able to self-clear, so if you're not going to self-clear like that, just keep shooting the tank, my opinion.
Yeah, you're 100% right, and that's probably going to be the downfall if they aren't able to make a miraculous recovery here. Either way, they still have some bonus that they really need to keep if they want any chance of staying in this game. We'll see how Fear Factory plays this next hit, which does not have a... Oh, it does have a spitter. Spitter and a boomer.
It's a 2-2, but it's not a bad 2-2. Could have worse. Charge is going in. That should be a charge.
Oh, that's huge. Spit missed, though? Kind of missed.
It kind of did, but it got some in the back, a little bit of free spit, but bonus went from 555 to 464, I believe.
Yeah, I think that was on purpose now that I relooked at it. I think the spitter spit behind the person who was charged, and it looked like the whole point was to spit separate and have that jockey take away Francis. Unfortunately, the jockey did not land.
No, but they still managed to get quite a bit of damage, surprisingly. I can't believe it took that much away, unless I believe a set of pills might have been popped that I could have missed. Well, it could be another 30 points there. But Charger, Smoker, Spitter, Hunter is up. They're going to go fast. Charger's going to land, but it doesn't reach its destination. Hunter will land in the water where he can't pounce no more. A Smoker goes back into the spit, doing a lot of damage to Francis as Francis takes the longest route out of it. And that will be Cannoli slow, too. And bonus dropped down to 326, and now they are even at bonus. It is literally a tie score right now, and they have to take a few more attacks, Amethyst. They're going to go down even more points going into the final chapter.
Oh, wait, hold on. Someone is way separated from their teammates. Chances are that is going to get you hurt in a game like Left 4 Dead 2. Number 1 rule, stick with your teammates. Did you not play the tutorial? The Charger is going to land along with the Hunter. 2 teammates down. I don't know what that was, MK. For the most part, Vaso de Leche has done a good job playing as a team, but that was a complete collapse.
Yes, it was, as a nice boom jumps in there, and for some reason, Lewis stopped the pickup. He had it. The Boomer didn't even scratch, but nonetheless, it's going to be a delay onto the Survivors. Good job by the Boomer, giving the other 3 time to get in. Spinner will be up first. Smoker, Hunter, I think they might just go with these 3, maybe. They're thinking about it. Nope, okay, they're just going to wait. It's already 4 seconds out now.
Yeah, chugging along. Trying to mercifully hit the end of this map with a little dignity, if nothing else. Hunter up in front. They don't... Fear Factory does not need to move fast, but Leche does. They are all bleeding here. All stumbling around. Smoker is going to get clapped, but the Hunter is not, and that was the one they really needed to take care of. And look at that little hidey hole in the back there that the Spit didn't get to. Good awareness.
Yes, it was. They backed up into a safe corner. Unfortunate for the Survivors, though. Their bonus is pretty much non-existent, except for a sliver of HB and a little few ticks of DB. But I think they're more content with just making the safe room with a Survivor black and white and one other one in capped 1. So we might see a possible death onto one Survivor. Powie's going to get charged in the back, and they're not. I don't think they cleared in time.
They did not.
They got the 10 damage, and that will take the black and white Survivor down to 14 HP now.
Smoker going out by themselves. Might as well. It is going. Goodbye, Francis. Little dive off the end there by the train. Yeah, we take those. I don't think that's exactly what they expected, but why not have something else go wrong for Leche right now?
Smoker tries to get another one, but he's not able to get it. He tries to go 2 for 2 for death hold. Hunter lands, Jockey lands. Smoker is trying to find something. Howie is going to die now, and that is a wipe going out onto Vaso de Leche, getting a total campaign score for their first 3 maps of 1,506 next to Fear Factories. 3,156.
Yeah, I mean, we go back to the tank replay, MK, and once again, if you really watch, like, how the tank committed and when his hit came in, obviously they were just trying to set up something where the tank could just maybe get, like, 1 down. But Vaso de Leche has had this, like, almost unfortunate consistency of waiting a bit too long to find where the other special infected are and not shooting the tank, like you said before. And even though that hit missed, that tank was still able to get, like, what, 6 punches off of like a smoker that landed and, like, I think a jockey that landed in the corner that this tank wasn't even paying attention to. That's something that needs to be mitigated, or you are going to take damage. You need to shoot tank. It's rule number 1.
Yes, you're correct. And they did such a great job on pre-chip. I mean, if you're able to get the tank more than 1,000 chip when they walk up there, it was literally almost 1,500. And then they did an immediate 2,000. And just like we were talking about, when the spawns are up, everybody stopped. I don't know. I don't play on the team myself, but after watching a lot of Left 4 Dead, usually those Uzis pretty much don't stop shooting the tank, and your shotgun player tries to watch and call things out, just from my point of view. But not being an actual on a team myself, it's a lot easier to say and call it from here and not play it, just watching it.
Absolutely. That's why we are the broadcasters after all. And good stuff from Fear Factory, able to do exactly what we're talking about and destroy tanks. That's why they have the lead they do right now. And speaking of Fear Factory, another great take on their side, Survivor side.
Again, that was another hit where I think no cappers go out. I think it was just a little bit of friendly fire from one Survivor that went out, or else a comet slap to the back of aggressive. That's the only way to take 1 damage. But at the moment, they're going to have to deal with a retro attack accompanied by the jockey, and this will be the last hit they get before tank, I believe.
Yeah, they Vaso de Leche, if I'm being honest, needs a miracle here. And accompanied with this miracle, they need some damage on this hit right here. And it is going to be a 2-cap separation, but really good clears once again. Even when Fear Factory has been getting hit by these special infected, the reason why they haven't been taking a whole lot of damage is that the clears are fast. I mean, who cares if you land with your jockey if you're off in a second and a half?
Yeah, the jockeys and smokers being quick cleared usually don't amount to no damage, but it's the Hunter and Chargers. If you can melt them before anything happens, your team is going to be very successful on holding on to the bonus as long as they can. As the Charger does miss in the back, it also might have just been a sack since the Hunter and the Smoker were not trying to make a play on it. And right now the tanks would take the back route, and he could bring a car into play here, Amethyst. I don't know if he's going to try to go for that. Let's see what he chooses to do.
I mean, might as well go for broke. What do you have to lose at this point, being down 1,500? But I mean, still, it does kind of seem like just the nail in the coffin. If your last tank, even if you're down by a lot, goes AI, it'd be a sad sight to see, but we'll see what happens.
Exactly. Okay, the tank's gonna not be able to get his cars into play. Survivors are backing up. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the firing squad tank that I like to call this. There's 3 survivors with Uzis are gonna melt him while the shotgun player stays back. And let's see how much chip they're gonna get before he's able to get to somebody. And he is in now. The shooting has already commenced. He is already down 1K. The smoker is gonna go from too far away. Yep. Smoker is dead, and now we're gonna watch this tank get melted. I don't think this hunter is gonna land. It's all on this hunter. Hunter does land, so he'll give the tank something. He goes for the punch. He's down to 3.5k HP. He gets a second punch, and I think this might be it. Amethyst barring a rock here.
Ooh, a little 180 rock.
Nope, this is gonna be a dead tank. That's all he's gonna get.
I mean,
2 hits.
Yeah, that tank right there lives and dies off that smoker pull. It needs to happen. The problem is, like we've talked about, Fear Factory has been so good at clearing the smokers. I don't think that smoker would have done anything. That is why I think you need a charger there. It's more of a sure thing.
Yeah, I would like the charger too, but one thing to keep in mind though is the difficult part, even if they had the charger, their shotgun player stayed at the back on the outside of the underpass. So if the shotgun player stays there, the charger has no play to rocket in. He has nothing that they can really do. It was a really smart play by the survivors, and whoever the shotgun player pretty much said, I'm not shooting the tank, and all the Uzis did the work. But nonetheless, it was still a pretty decent job by the Infected, landing the pounds, giving the tank the ability to get the damage that he got, because if it didn't land, it would have been absolutely nothing. Oh, Hunter gets shut down, Smoker gets cleared, Jockey lands at the front, separation for a decent amount of damage, but it's not going to be enough. And they're going to take the left route, which I think is a little bit shorter but more dangerous, if I remember correctly.
Hey, you know better than I would. Honestly, I've only seen this map a handful of times, like maybe 4 or 5. I know there are a lot of different pathways you can take on this map that greatly affect how your game is going to turn out, and let's see if you are correct if they go in with this hit that consists of a Charger, Spitter, Boomer, and Hunter.
That's right, and there's a forced panic event this way, too. I forgot about that. And they do have the possibility of being depth charge. The Charger is coming up from the depth charge area, charging upwards out of the hole. I've never seen that before. Spitter dies. We should see the Boomer sack now, and they'll get a quad try when they start this event.
Yeah, that Charger...
It's very interesting they took this route, though, Amethyst, so it was nice to see it.
Yeah, it hasn't hurt them so far. We'll see if... anything happens throughout the rest of the map, but going that way did not seem to hurt them, as it's kind of been with Fear Factory so far. Nothing. They seem to be almost invulnerable on the Survivor's side.
And they are just holding W. They're not wasting any time. They know there's no Spitter. The Jockey will land. Charger is coming in. Jockey gets killed. Hunter will eventually land, but I think the Hunter and the Jockey were the only thing to get a little bit of damage there. The Charge and Smoker got nothing. Look at that bonus, Amethyst, 83.7%. I don't think I've ever seen a bonus this high on map 4 of I Hate Mountain.
Yeah, they don't need it either. It's all brownie points at this at right now in the campaign, sitting where they are in the lead by this much. But I don't think they're going to turn away from a huge decisive victory.
Now this is looking pretty good. The Charger goes out. It does miss. Jockey is unable to aim properly to get a survivor. Eventually figures it out and finds one. Causes Coach Lewis to fall down into the middle. And now this is going to be the final drop of this event, which will open the pathway for the survivors. And they might be able to get through this building, Amethyst, before they'll have all spawns above them. And this is the last big attack they'll get. I think Spitter might just have to delay.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And he does split him. And I think he just runs through the spit.
I thought about it, but Hydro decided otherwise. Smoker is not going to be able to get Hydro in the bag, about half health right now. That Hunter isn't even going to try to pounce, decides against it, and just scratches, trying to knock Hydro over. Charger has an opportunity to do that as well, and he misses. And MK, that's Fear Factory finishing with a total score of exactly 4,700.
That is our second 4,700 even score of this tournament. If I remember correctly, I believe that's also what Ascended scored as well, 4,700. If I remembered, I believe it was them that did it. So we're seeing a tie score for the two highest accumulated points on this this round of the tournament so far. It was not Kryja. Was it the other one? Sinister had? Okay, all right.
You know, I was thinking about it too when I saw that last Charger miss MK, and really go back and think about it. Even though we've seen Hunters Land, Jockeys Land, Smokers Land, I don't remember Leche landing a charge. Like the big damage dealer, even in the smaller corridors, maybe like once or twice, but this whole map, we've been talking about how Fear Factory has avoided damage. The infected that usually does the most damage, especially in these tighter hallways, is the Charger. Leche just hasn't hit them at all.
Nope, and Leche is trying to bait the attack. They do have a pre-spawn Charger and a Hunter. Charger's above them. The Hunter is around the toll booth, hiding behind some concrete block. The Jockey goes in. The Jockey tries to land. They all retreat in the safe room. The Charger decides to hit the door because he's not going to get anybody. Free spit goes out. Hunter should get a scratch too. Let's see what he can get, and they should march forward from this. Oh, he gets one. Oh, he got three scratches altogether. Chris snuck it out. He got a double scratch and a single.
That's already going to be 18 damage that Chris has with the Sneaky Hunter. Honestly, not a whole lot of damage coming out there on Fear Factory side, but I don't really know if they care at this point. We might be in store for a meme special infected round.
As they sack the Boomer there, it could possibly be the Charger, Jockey, Smoker are going to come up. I don't know if they're going to try to hold on to this. No, they're going to send it in. Smoker forward, gets cleared. Hunter does not land.
Oh.
Charger misses too, but still gets 2 fists. That'll be 12 points of damage.
That was one of those Chargers where you shake your head when you're the Charger because the other person wasn't even paying attention to you, probably didn't even know you were there. Francis just happened to be moving forward, and because of it, the Charger missed, and it was so close.
Indeed, as we come to the final tank of this tournament match, will be in the hands of none other than Hydro himself, as he goes the back route, taking about 100 chip from those Uzis from across the map. Actually, I'm surprised he took that much chip.
Yeah, that's
that
actually
far away. That's actually a lot. Yeah, that's actually a lot. Now, if that was the old zone mod update, that would have probably been about 500
probably
damage.
about 2,000 damage.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but it would have been a lot. And right now, I think they're pushing his tank might go AI. I don't know if he's going to make it there, Amethyst. That's a long way to go. I know he's still first past 60%, as Hunter's trying to go for a 25. See if he can pull it off. Boomer rockets in. The Boomer will get 1. Now the Hunter does get a 25 as well. On to Manzana. Good job by NF Meister getting that 25, as now Hydro is desperately trying to catch him. He wants to play with his tank, and I don't think he's going to get an
Amethyst. He might. I don't know. I think the fog is going to take him out of it. But you actually know what's kind of comical about that is that High Pounce getting the 25 is more damage than Leche's tank did, with the one punch being 24. So it doesn't even matter.
Oh, and they're going to give him the sight. He's going to get to use it. We've seen this room fought with a tank, and it does work pretty well. There is spawns on the ground, which could be a little bit challenging, and they get a separation pull, and it's already going to be an easy corner for the tank. Yep. A misplay by Zoe going over to that area, and that is going to be an in-cap out. Tank is down to 2,000 HP. Jockey and Charger are coming in. Charger lands!
Huge charge!
The Jockey gets killed, though, and I think might get maybe one more in-cap here.
Definitely another punch after this one. Yep.
And maybe... Nope, that'll be it. So, Fear Factor gets 2 in-caps, Amethyst, off of a big misplay by Zoe, for whatever reason, staying in that doorway. I have no idea why. Gets separation pulled, easy corner for the tank. Lets the tank get some other punches, spreads the love, and now their bonus is down to 552. Hunter's going in, Hunter lands, Spit's going to come in, and now they should wait for the rest of their spawns to come up now.
Yeah, this Spit spread was whack. For some reason, most of it went outside onto the pavement. But that tank doing that damage there might as well be a wipe at this point. An absolute demoralizer, especially with the instant corner and how close they were to AIing Hydro's tank. It is unfortunate to see Vaso and Leche going out like this, but they're not dead yet. They could still make it to the safe room.
Yeah, they definitely can. The Jockey will in a separation. Charger covers it. It lands with 2 survivors. Bloom. Hunter stumble.
And the Hunter stumble.
Oh, He almost fell off the roof. Imagine if he would have fell off the roof between the trains. Oh, that would have been so devastating. But it already is devastating because they're going to suffer 2 in caps on the 2 non-boom survivors, and the jockey gets away to troll.
And how fitting is it, MK, that the prettiest hit we've seen all day from Fear Factory is probably like the last collective hit we are going to see this campaign.
Oh, like, what a separation. The pole goes down. Jockey is trying to cover with no HP, just gets scratches.
And
he does get the jockey to the spit. The boomer comes down, stumbles him in the spit. That's an in-cap. Powie's the only one up. Life is dead. Boomer scratching an in-cap survivor. Smoker's trying to come up and end it. Maybe a few slaps will come out. Will a quick pull happen? No, he gets the pull. And that is going to be a wipe. The GGs are out. And that will be Fear Factory getting the W with a score of 4,700 to Vasco de Leche's 2,042.
Yeah, a glass of milk is just about what they need right now. That was a hard loss. And honestly, it really felt like both teams were sort of in the same competitive mindset chapter 1. But honestly, ironically as it is, with the log rolling downhill, as soon as Manzana got hit by that log, it all went downhill. The whole thing, collectively. So it is unfortunate to see Leche lose like they did, but either way, a fantastic job by Fear Factory, who played just a really solid game all the way through. Honestly, they did play the better game, in my opinion.
Yes, they did. They were dominating, clearing the infected before it landed, so I'm very impressed by that. They will go forward on the winner bracket. And Vasco de Leche will fall to the loser bracket. So nobody goes home today, but that will be it for today. So before we head it off here, is there anything you want to add, Amethyst, before we check out?
I just wanted to say it's always a pleasure to commentate these games like this for a fantastic community like the Left 4 Dead 2 community, which I hold so dearly. It's been a pleasure. MK, thank you so much for the beautiful camera work as always. Krycha, I love you very much. And yeah, thank you very much. It was very exciting, and I'm excited to cast future games.
All right. Well, before we head out, we would do a few shout-outs. Thanks, of course, for the tournament admins for running the tournament, the server admins for having the servers for us to play our game we love so much on, and thanks for the teams for playing in the tournament, and most important,